Hello.
Hello.
Woohoo.
There was me just checking to see if I could find our live stream. There we go.
Where are we?
Sorry, I've got it now. Welcome,
Cool.
welcome, 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 welcome. You are here with your host, Mr. Budget Pedal Chap. That's me. You're also here with this guy over here.
Howdy.
No, that side, which is Lee.
It is indeed.
Yeah. This is Fret Talk Podcast number 163, I believe. And live stream, like, probably 100 by now. I don't know. No, it's not a minute, but
God.
I don't know. I might one day top them all up and check.
I didn't tell you, but we're actually live in a group that we don't normally go live in. We're live in bass pedal boards of Doom because we have a bass version of the group as well. So hello to people in bass pedal boards of Doom. We know you enjoy pedals too. Maybe not as much as we do, but hello.
Evening, Mr. Flisher.
Hello, sir.
You and that cursor, you are working that cursor today.
Why is it? I don't understand. There is a setting to not show the cursor, and I
did
turn it off.
Unchecked.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying, man.
So
apologies.
It's all right. The podcast listeners won't even be able to see it because it is audio only. So we're episode 163, Fret Talk Podcast. You're here with me and Lee, and it is another live one. I'm donning, I don't know if you can see it, but a rather fetching t-shirt, which has got the Fuzztopia group on this. So it's a Fuzztopia branded t-shirt.
I love that. I really do. I was going to get one, but I'm skint, so I didn't. But I will speak to Alex about getting one because he sorted them out, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, very, very nice print quality. It fits very nicely as well. Because I had to go for fat bastard sizing, unfortunately. But it's quite form fitted as well, so it makes me feel not so fat, which is glorious.
Apparently, we're talking about Mr. Peter Green again.
Oh wait, it is still sad news that he's gone.
It's only on YouTube. It says that though.
Yeah,
it's weird, man.
That's fun. We'll sort that out. So how are we out there in pedal boards of Doom and YouTube and all of those places? How are we? How are you guys out there? I think we should probably start doing a podcast. So, what we've been up to? What have we been up to this week? Do you want me to go first this week, Lee?
I think I do, yeah, because I'm just gonna been up to too much. Yeah, you go first, man.
Right, yeah, I mean, I've had quite a busy week. So since we last spoke, I think the TC Dark Matter video dropped for No Talk or Tone, and this literally like 2 days ago, I demoed a rather fancy little box from Funny Little Boxes / Bad Penny Effects. So this is the little box, which is like a silicon fuzz with, and you'd think if it was like a standard fuzz, you'd expect gain and volume. You've got your level control, but instead of a gain, it's whacked the gain all the way up, and you get a staff control, so you get to alter the voltage going to the transistors.
So I'm assuming this is a fuzz.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very common thing to do, and fuzzes always sound best when they're on full gain. And, you know, it's just the way it is.
Indeed, all you need is fuzz. Fuzz is all you need.
Maxed out.
Maxed out. I mean, that was the Raise the Dead's whole MO, and the fact that the best setting on a fuzz space is everything up to 11. So I'm not going to give you the option to not do that. Brilliant.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is very similar in the fact that it's all maxed out, so it's just completely dirty fun. And you've essentially got two controls that alter the characteristics of it. So you've got the star control, which drops the voltage, which can get you. So once you drop the once you drop the voltage of the transistors, you can drop it so much that if you're using single coils, it cuts the signal. So you can like fine tune it in just on that precipice of where they're just getting enough to work. So you can get like really kind of spitty, gated, like fuzz tones. If you turn it up just a touch from that, you get like it's almost like a crunchy overdrive because it's not getting all of that raw signal to the transistors, but it's still getting something. So you get like a kind of thinner and crunchier tone, and then as you turn it up, you just get more and more saturation and more smiles. I think it's the
Yeah. One of the things that a lot of people aren't aware of with Bad Pennies is that Mark is actually a class A1 dude. He makes pedals out of like old cameras and these sort of things. Have you seen
I
those?
haven't no. I've only seen the kind of
He,
the standard form factor, which is like a metal enclosure encased by a wooden housing almost. So it's kind of half and half. It looks a bit like the old like station wagons with the wooden panelling up the side, but in a much classier
yeah,
way.
yeah, they do look very different. They're usually quite square as well, aren't
Yeah.
they? But Mark, his name's Mark Barnes. He's I was doing a fair bit of talking with him, and we're talking about a few bits and pieces, and then I went over a few of his videos and realised that every video had like a Muse track in it,
Wow.
and I was like, Mark, are you a fan of Muse? And it happens that he is also a mega fan of Muse, so we got on really well. And yeah, so he started sending me over some music that he's done, and he's very good.
Yeah.
His band is spot on, really, really, really good.
I've got to check it out then.
Yeah, I was I got a lot of time for him. We're talking about maybe working out, see if we can do a digital gig on Pedalboards of Doom or something along those lines. That'd be so super cool. But I'm gonna get some of Mark's stuff over to try out as well, because you speak of it very highly. Everyone I've spoken to has tried it. Has spoken of it really highly as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting the video to be because it's like you've essentially got two controls. You've got this staff control and there's like a bass cut. So you've got like a really focused tone, and then you've got kind of balls to the wall fuzz once you let the bass, because it's bass before the amplification stage, so it gets that kind of like flubby and chewy bottom end, which is a fantastic fuzz tone in of itself. But I was expecting, because it's got two controls, probably about a 5-minute video. It ended up being just under 10 minutes because I just ended up playing it so much. And it comes across in the video just how much joy I was getting from that pedal.
I love that when you start playing, and it's almost a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because you start playing, you're like, oh yeah, I'll just do a small video of this, and you like really get into it. And time goes differently when you're really enjoying yourself. Time flies when you're having fun. So yeah, they are bastards. But when you're playing it and it's like, oh god, I haven't had this before, and this is I'm feeling it through the guitar and this sort of thing. You just want to keep playing, and then you're like, shit, I've got so much editing to do now.
yeah. Fortunately, I kind of caught myself mid-video and then like moved on to different settings so that I didn't have to edit so much. But I ended up getting like real kind of Gilmore-y lead tones from it. and then shoving it into the driven amp. Just it got like disgusting. It was amazing. It was just filth.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's Bad Pennies. And what was the name of
That's
that
the
one?
little box, and they are exclusive to Funny Little Boxes. I think there are 10 available,
Okay.
and as of like when the video dropped, there were 8 left. I imagine there's probably less even now. Just a quick shout out. I just noticed both Bimson and Mr. Fletcher are in the chat. Shout out to those guys, both of which
Hello,
are
boys.
Patreon subscribers. So, cheers.
I can't see Fletch. I can see Ant Fletcher from Folks and Guitars, and I can see Andrew. But maybe if your name starts with A, you can come in. But if after A's, sorry, Ben.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
Nope.
I think I might actually be in the future a little bit. Time happens slightly before the south. But yeah.
You just admitted it.
I didn't say that I was from the north. I just said that you're from the south.
Yeah, and time happens differently where you are, which means you are
in the Midlands. Of course.
Yes. I can't get rid of this little line above your head on the live stream. It's bugging me. Actually, yeah, no, it's further up. Doesn't matter. Right. Okay. So, what else have you been up to, man?
I was just showing you these before the the podcast started.
Yeah, man. Show me your pick.
Yes. So, a little story with this. Like as the whole lockdown thing started kind of taking effect, I was doing a lot more browsing Instagram, as you do, and I came across Trident's picks. In fact, I was following Trident's picks before that, but he had a little sale on, and he posted up something like about 30 different picks on this one post. It said like, "Oh, DM me if you want some details." So, being bored and having a little bit of spare cash, I went, "Yes, sweet, I'll do that. I'll see what's going on." And then I said, "Okay." Like he was doing a deal on like you buy 3 and it becomes a set price. I was like, "Okay, I'll go for 3." And then as I kept like talking to him, and we just started geeking out about it, it was like, "Okay, I'll have another 3. I'll have another 3." And then I ended up with like 12 picks or something. So like here's an example of one of them. This one is a particularly nice one. Let's see if we can get it into the camera. There we go. That one is I've put it on manual focus. So
yeah, bring it closer to you.
There we go. This is a purple heart pick. So it's a wooden pick made of purple heart, which is quite an exotic wood. But you have
get that in a lot of bases, don't you, on the neck?
Yeah. Like there's Ibanez with fingerboards with purple heart, or like purple heart wedges within like they'll have like
yeah, it's usually like a 7-piece or yeah.
So that's a purple heart pick, and that's the kind of the standard shape of the Trident stuff, which is it's kind of like almost Jazz 3 size, which is my go-to size picks. But then it's also got this little point thing on it,
which isn't the normal pointy bit.
No, because you've got. I'll hold it a slightly different way. You'll see it's got 2 points.
I see your point.
That's a contender for the shit joke at the end, mate. But like, I'll show you if I can get my hand in shot, because everything's backwards to me there. So you see, the little blade, the little point thing, sits underneath your thumb. So it's almost like you're not just contacting it between your finger and your thumb. You're also getting contact all the way up the thumb as well. So it leads to a really really precise and really stable pick. So I really like the ergonomics behind that. But
That's pretty cool. People in the comments, tell us your favourite picks, because it's a real objective thing. That is sorry, subjective, objective, objective. Yeah. Because personally, I like Jazz Freeze. I really do. I use like the Dunlop ones, have done for ages. But when we had the chap on that we were talking about about the picks that time, he really opened my mind to trying other ones out. I haven't.
There you go.
I did a little bit actually. That's a lie. I did a little bit. I went around and looked at different picks I had. So I had like this one, which was this is really flexible, and I don't usually use picks that have got any flex in them whatsoever.
Yeah, me neither.
And it kind of it is different. It does give you a bit of a bounce when you're playing fast, if you know what I mean.
Great
but it also
leads,
loses. Yeah, but I mean, when you're actually playing like faster lead, you kind of like you get that rebound of the note, so it kind of like it slows it down slightly and then speeds it up, so you get this flick, and it's a bit more pronounced, but it's a lot less accurate.
Yeah, you also get that kind of like whack, like with the plectrum kind of. It's almost kind of slapping the strings rather than pushing through them, but.
Whereas the Jazz Freeze are a lot more percussive, aren't they? You really hear the string noise when you're recording with them.
Yeah. I mean, I like them because they largely get out of your way, and they're very reliable. Once you pick, you know that your note is there. But you might have seen this monster. So I got this one which is completely out of my wheelhouse, which is an 8mm, I think. Tauga. It's like a nut fiber. It's hard as anything, and it's amazing.
It's like it's just weird. For the listeners, it does look like a misshapen Werther's original. It really does.
But yeah, I mean, I thought that would be like immensely cumbersome to try and use, and actually it's much more comfortable than you'd think. And before I got onto Jazz Threes, I used to use the big stubbies, which are 3mm thick. And it reminds me somewhat of that, and the little effort that you have to put into using one, because
because it hits like 4 strings at once.
It doesn't know. It's accurate because it's got a point, but it's got like the mass behind it, because it's a much heavier pick. It creates more resonance with less effort. So that I was really impressed with that. And
that's cool.
It helps me out because I'm a really light picker. I know it doesn't necessarily sound like I am a lot of the time. It sounds like I'm smacking the strings, but I'm actually quite light with my picking, and that really helps because it does the work for me rather than me having to really kind of grip in there.
Yeah. I tend to pick way too hard, to be honest. So yeah, it's something I've been very conscious of, but I don't want to drop my pick. So I've had it so often, like you try and lighten up your playing, and then you don't hold on to your pick hard enough, and it's like, oh, come on, man. Going to all sorts of like dangerous ground, talking about not holding my pick hard enough here, aren't I?
Well, there's certain crossover with the Fret Talk ethos.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd really like recommend people out there checking Tridents out, and especially just for that design, because it's a really cool design. It looks like really metal because it's like got a couple of points on it.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It's really ergonomic.
It's kind of like got a BC Rich sort of feel about it.
Yeah, it's got a very modern-esque feel, hasn't it?
Yeah, man. Oh man, I'm struggling to find our live stream now on thing. I've just refreshed my page to find out where we are and why I'm not seeing these updated comments.
Yeah.
And now I can't see the.
Yeah, I've done that. I can't necessarily see that. I don't know. maybe it's a problem with Facebook and it'll update in a bit, but that's not a problem. It says we've got our viewers, so it's lovely. And one last thing that I wanted to shout out this week. Let me just double check that I've not forgotten anything. Yeah, no, I'm fine. I got this through the post. I got this. This is.
Is it a snake? Oh my god!
No, it's a practical patch cable. I bought a practical patch cable probably about a year ago now, and ever since they're the only cables that I've been buying. And this is like premium Mac Daddy quality. This one. So this is ultra low capacitance SOM cable, and
Okay, what is it? A speaker cable or a guitar cable?
Standard guitar cable. So like Nutrix jacks and this SOM guitar cable. It feels like you look at the finish on that. It looks a bit like, do you know the old Fender California cables? One that, like really shrink wrapped almost. So it's got that same kind of plastic shrink wrapping, but it's a bit more malleable than those, because I had a real problem with them breaking essentially because they wouldn't flex, and that they end up putting strain on the cable. That's got a similar plastic outer exterior, but it's a lot more flexible, so it's really cool, and they're like ultra low capacitance cables, so like super honest.
Yep. Forgive me for looking up anyway. I'm not rolling my eyes at Mr. Budget Pedal Chap. I am just reading some notes that I've got above me up here. I just realised when I looked down at the camera, I thought it looked like I was going, God, he's talking about cables again.
I mean, you see on my my notes all the time, I put a little reminder that the demos are powered by Practical Patch, because everything in my signal chain I've managed to get Practical Patch. I've got a few little pancake patch cables from him as well.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah,
man. Most of what I'm using at the moment in terms of patch cables is from pedal patch.
Yeah, I mean, I've got some. I need to pull my finger out and actually do something with them, because I've got a fair few pedal patch cables.
They don't take long to put together, like seconds, really. Yeah, so it's just, once you get to it, it's not one of those things that actually takes ages and ages and ages. They tend to work first time if you cut them straight.
Yeah, I mean, it's the plunge though, isn't it? It's because like once you make it, then it's made, isn't
it? Yeah, but it depends on how much. I've got coils and coils of cable left over, so I can remake them all the time.
Yeah. And to be fair, I probably could have bought 2 full patch kits. So
yeah,
I've probably got more.
Yeah, you'll like them.
But
they're very, very good.
Yeah.
I got a couple of TRSs through the post last week, so I think we spoke about it. I can't remember if we did, but we were going to talk about the Bright Onions patch extender.
Okay, yeah.
Did we speak about it?
Did, yes.
Okay, so I ordered one today.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and so I'm going to be turning my ES8 into an ES12.
Nice.
Very excited about that. So yeah, so I got some cables too.
Yeah, that's it. You've got some homework.
Yeah. I've got to try and work out which end of the pedal board I want it to be controlling.
Oh, can you put it like? Because I just kind of assumed that it'd go at the end of the chain, but can you have it at the start
then? You can use it to control whatever you want, but it's going to keep them in order.
Yeah. Yeah, they have to be in a block almost.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it is like one 4-pedal block that you're gonna have, and I've got more pedals after the switcher than I have before the switcher. But that's not necessarily true. But the ones before the switcher are things like wahs and a compressor and stuff like that. And I would like to have the compressor in there. What I might do is just move everything up one slot. if you know what I mean.
That's a pain in the arse. That is.
Yeah, yeah, it is a bit, but at the same time, there are stereo loops on there as well that I don't want to be messing around with. So it is a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest. I will work it out, but it's yeah, I might be able to turn my stereo out that's going through the loop of my Victory on and off separate to the rest of it.
I'm just gonna smile and nod. I'm trying to follow along, but
Yeah, it confuses me unless I sit there and think about it and try and remember what I've done. I'm like, oh god, what have I done here?
yeah, yeah.
But it does make sense and it does work and it works really well. But it was properly confusing to get there. Have you been up to anything else, or should I go?
I'll throw a tiny little bonus here. I posted something today, a Gibbs Sunday thing. It ended up being like on the official hashtag of Gibbs Sunday as well, which was pretty cool.
That's cool.
But essentially, it was a picture of a plain top Les Paul, like a plain top kind of honey burst ish, and a flame top Les Paul. Both were Les Paul traditionals, so I tried to keep them as close as possible. The flame top was slightly cherry rather than honeyburst, but like just to get across, which do you prefer, plain top or flame top, and which do you think would be the winner out of that?
Nowadays, I think plain top, because this just seems the way that people are going for plain top. But personally, I prefer a subtle flame top.
Yeah, well, that's the issue, isn't it? Flame tops often, because they're graded in terms of like how many A flames it is, isn't it?
Yeah, unless you have something on it that looks like a tiger poo or an owl seal or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. To be fair, like the tiger, the tiger PRS, if it didn't have that tiger on it, like the flaming of the neck and like the kind of tiger burst looked really cool. It was a bit ostentatious, but I think if they would have just done that and like had it like a flame maple, slightly like orangey burst, and then with the flame across the neck, they could have called that the tiger, and it would have been awesome.
And it could have come with like a little. By buying this guitar, you have donated to this tiger that's in captivity or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, man. When you said Tiger Burst, my mind automatically just went straight back to Street Fighter. So Tiger Punch.
I was thinking of the Les Paul Dusk Tiger, which was an absolutely horrendous thing as well. I mean, maybe this is a sign to say that tigers should not be mixed with guitars, like just both of them not being great. But anyway, yeah.
You know what tigers are? You know what tigers are good at, though, don't you?
The
golf.
What? Oh, yeah. So, the plain top got 62% of the votes to 38, and I think you are right. There's a bit of a trend at the moment for going back to basics, where all of that kind of ostentatious quilt tops and flame tops and like purfling and all of that is kind of falling out of fashion, and people just want a good old
pastel colours.
Yeah, they just want like good bare bones, straight to the point.
I don't.
I mean, there's arguments for it either way, isn't there?
Yeah, I don't want something like you say that's ostentatious, but I would like something that is that does look pretty. And there is a fine line to tread, and it's kind of like it's all in the eye of the beholder, isn't it? What is ostentatious and what is just pretty. But some of these guitars that are just like pastel colours, some of them do look really cheap.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's been tarred with the brush of the cheap guitar, hasn't it? Because just a flat finish, like a flat poly finish on a guitar, can be done at any price point. So
Yeah, absolutely. And just because something is more expensive to do doesn't mean it's better.
yeah,
You know, so it's like lacquered necks don't feel as nice to play as unlacquered necks, but it's more expensive to lacquer them.
yeah. But then
To lacquer them.
like the alternative, like Charvel will like oil the necks and
Yeah, that is
and
nice.
he's got like the best of both worlds with like sealing the wood and making it like treated nice, and then also feels like an unfinished. But yeah, so there was a like I was surprised at that. I thought it would be a lot closer for the flame tops, but no. Apparently plain tops are in. Plain Jane is what I call it.
Yeah, at least on Instagram now.
Well, yeah. It was a very
it depends on who you're asking.
Select demographic, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like if you did it on the Guitar Nerds thing, they'd also, and asked them what colour's the best, they'd all say pink. Yeah. You go to Pedals of Doom perhaps, and then you say like which colour guitar's the best, and everyone says say black, for instance. Then you know it does depend on who you're asking.
Yeah, maybe it might be worth asking the same questions in some different forums and seeing if the answer changes.
I do think you're right. You're bang on though. The trend at the moment is towards the plain tops, like painted guitars.
Yeah, I think the overly flamey tops kind of conjure up the dentist guitar image, and it's cool to hate on them at the moment.
Our friend Terry over at Pedalboards of Doom just said hello. Hi Terry, how you doing? He is very interesting man. Used to work at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Terry Hatcher?
Yeah, as in not Superman person, but no, because that's a lady.
That is a lady, yeah.
And Terry is not a lady.
I mean that shows your age. That does. The fact that you're saying she's from Superman, like a 90s serial TV series. Whereas
and not Desperate Housewives or something like that. Yeah.
Bond. She was in like 2 Bond movies as well.
2? No, 1.
She
2.
Was. I mean, she was only in the start of. She was like Tomorrow Never Dies and The World Is Not Enough. I think. Oh no, they were both Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah. It was his last ones, wasn't it? After Goldeneye.
No.
What a film! Goldeneye's so good.
Die Another Day was the last one because it had.
Oh, that was that the one with where they were racing the Jag and the Aston on the ice,
yes,
and it was really crap. Yeah, God, that was a terrible film.
I mean,
new Bond film coming out soon, though.
Yes, there is. It changed titles as well, didn't it? Because it was going to be called Shatterhand, which is fucking terrible.
Especially on the toilet paper crisis. Oh my God.
We couldn't get any toilet paper, so she shat her hand. Oh man, that is it's not a mental image, is it? Not one you want to think of.
Oh my God, how did that even get past like the?
Well, because they're based on the old novels, aren't they? So, like,
yeah, I suppose the new ones are really good. You know, we were talking about the New Adventures of Superman, right? So they're doing the Flash and all these sort of things. So they've got like the CW. Well, they're doing a Superman series, but they're going to be crossing over with like actors of previous Superman. So that's going to include the guy from Smallville that was in Lucifer recently.
Yeah.
But he's hench now, that bloke.
I mean, he was pretty
massive,
pretty built back then. I mean, he played Superman, so he's got a can't.
No, he was really weedy at the start, though, wasn't he? Like, proper weedy.
I don't think he was.
I think he was younger. I was never a big fan of Smallville, but there is talk of Dean Cain coming into it as well. Yeah.
Oh God.
Get your latest geek news here.
That's it, yeah. So aside from DC news, what have you been up to this week?
Well, in Marvel Land, right? I've I've been really, really busy. So one of the reasons we've held my what I've been up to off a little bit is because it overlaps with the news quite considerably. So let's get some of the little bits out of the way. Some of the bits that aren't breaking news. What have I worked on? I've worked on Jam pedals have a Tube Screamer pedal, which is called the Tube Dreamer. It was one of their first pedals, and a lot of people reckon it's the best 808 clone out there. And we released it today on Tonepedia. So you can go onto Jam Pedals and check it out. It's on their own website, and yeah, check it out. It sounds really good. I also put a post up today that had a couple of original 808s. One was of the Finn 808 as well, so the very first one, and then one from 79, I think it was, or it might have been early 80s, and the plumes from Earthquaker Devices and the Tube Dreamer today. So I've put them in there to compare. So that's quite an interesting little comparison.
Yeah, I mean the jam pedals. I'm pretty sure I saw it on that pedal show. It might have been. It was either. Is it Matt Schofield? Or
yes.
Was it Kirk Fletcher?
I think it might have been Kirk. Do you know Matt uses a lot of Mad Professor stuff, doesn't he?
He uses two deep blue delays, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. But I can't remember what. There are a lot of artists using the Jam gear though, especially their wah pedal. Like everyone loves that. I really want to get my hands on it.
I mean, I was impressed with the tube. What is Tube Dreamer? What is it?
It's Tube Dreamer, yeah. It's a clever name, isn't it?
Yeah, I was impressed with it when I heard it on that pedal show. But Kirk Fletcher, he can play guitar. So.
What a... yeah.
He could have been playing a boss.
Hello, Mike. Miss, our friend Mike Medek has said hello. How you doing, dude? Yeah, no, that they are really, really cool. So the next bit of news that I've been working on, I've been working with a company called Revo. You probably haven't heard of them because they haven't released anything yet.
I have, because I watched your news.
You did. My news. I do a weekly news for anyone who was wondering on Pedalboards of Doom. So every Friday, I think we do it on Friday, aren't we? That's what we're toying with at the moment. So every Friday we'll put out some news, and it's just a brief 5-10 minute, never 10 minutes, but just like 5 to 7 minutes of just rounding up the week's news. Nice little tidbit in there. Anyway, yes, Revo, they are releasing a guitar called the Slight. What is super cool about this, in fact I've got some pictures, let's bring some pictures up. Let's have a look. We've got one here.
Oh, there we go.
Pop. Right, okay, so this guitar looks like quite a lumpy guitar. It's white and with a big black bit on the top of it. And what it is, it's actually a modular guitar. So a bit like a folding guitar, apart from all the bits come apart, only held together by the strings. And then they can go into what looks very much like a laptop case.
Yes.
And it's about the same sort of size as a laptop case. So if I go over to this picture here, you'll see that it's, and for the listeners to explain, it's basically the two halves of the laptop case. You put the neck, the center of the body in one side of it, and then the two wings of the body into the other because they slot off. What's really cool about this is you can plug it into a normal amp and play it as, it's a full size guitar as well. It's not any of these 3/4 length guitars. Maple neck as well. But you can then play it through its own built-in amp. So it's got a preamp built into it. The big black bit at the top of it is a speaker. Yeah, it has effects built into it, so distortions, EQs, these sort of things. It's bloody good. So yeah, I found this as I was going through a few bits and pieces. I spoke to the guys, and they're going to be launching their Kickstarter for it on Wednesday, and you can save nearly £1,000 on it by going into the Kickstarter and signing up to it there.
Nice.
So that's super cool. You got choice pickups, humbuckers or single coils, whatever you choose. They come in the same humbucker size white case, because this is a very stylistic looking guitar.
I mean, like the body
yeah,
shapes, almost kind of along the lines of those Abasti guitars. It's got that kind of, because the neck joins the body. It looks like about the 15th or 17th fret. Because the top,
the 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, just so it's the 18th fret where it hits it, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. It's got 24 frets, and the 24th fret is, the cutaway is very right angular, isn't it? Almost like a millimetric.
Yeah. Very much so. Yeah, it's an interesting looking guitar. From the
you see,
I was talking to you, and
sorry, go on.
like when once you'd done the news, I was like, when I first saw the guitar, I hated it. I was completely not sold on it, because it is like a really strange looking.
Striking, very striking.
But then by the time you'd finished the news segment, I was like, yeah, I'm down with this.
Yeah. You see the LEDs around the rings around like the volume and tones and that sort of thing. They change colour as you they go for, I guess, from like green to red as you turn the volume up and these sort of things as well.
There was a Yamaha guitar which did that, but I think it just had a volume and a tone, and the ring around the volume would change based on the pickup you were selecting.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's what's those really nice guitars made in Switzerland that are like metal inside, and you can take the bodies off and stuff like that with magnets.
I haven't got a clue, mate.
Bet the guys as well. Can't remember what they're called, but yeah, they have some interesting things going on with LEDs. But these. For me, these are really good because you can take it on holiday. You can go off wherever you want to go, and you haven't got to worry about some moron chucking your 59 Les Paul into the hold and smashing it up, because you can keep this with you in your hand luggage. That's super cool. And you don't have to have an amp with you or anything like this. You can practice straight from the guitar. You can have things like delay and stuff built into it, so it's you get some really nice stuff built into it. And just practice away, or just go down to the beach and not have to play an acoustic. You can play an electric, play along to whatever, and just fold it up, put it away.
Yeah, for me, this is a solution, like an all-in-one solution for the guys or girls who work away on business for quite a bit. And if you know that you'll be stuck in a hotel room for like a week because you're at some conference or whatever, and you don't really want to take a guitar with you.
No. So we have demoed this at Tonepedia, so we've tone captured it. We've tone captured a prototype, and we're going to be updating it as time goes on. So at the moment, you've only got it running into a couple of amps, but soon we've got it all ready, so we can record it into its own speaker once the bits and pieces are ready. Because as you imagine, they're going to most of their focus at the moment is on the Kickstarter and getting that ready.
That's cool.
Yeah, so best of luck to the guys. Best of luck to Alex and the team over at Revo. And hopefully we'll see a few of these. I might try and get one as a marketing lens, and maybe we can try it out. I can bring it up to yours or something.
Yeah.
Because it's it is a travel guitar, so I can travel.
Hey. Yeah.
So that's one of the things that I've been doing. What else have I been doing? Oh, of course, the biggest thing I've been doing this week would be the launch of this pedal. So this.
Too quick to see. There we go, cafetiere. I've heard of that before. That's a Xander pedal.
Yeah, it is, but not like this.
Yeah.
So this is one that I've worked on with Alex over the last few months or so. As you can see on the side, it says "Pedalboards of Doom." We've got our own pedal, boys and girls.
Woo woo.
There are 10 of these up for sale. Well, there were 10 of these. Most of them are gone now. And they are fundraisers. So they're a limited run, and they were out there simply to raise money for a charity that Alex and I would both very strongly believe in, which is the Black Lives Matters movement.
Oh, yeah.
So it's something we want to support. Alex and I live in a similar sort of part of the world where there's a lot of morons.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mince my words here. They are morons. And, we've had to put up with seeing these sort of people try and influence us or whatever in the past. And we've seen friends and family be on the receiving end of it. And it's not nice. It's really, really not nice. So if we can do anything to kind of help this movement and try and get people to grow the fuck up for a little bit, we will. So that's why we've brought these out. You've got 2 knobs on them.
Yeah.
One's me, one's Alex. No, you've got level and you've got gain, and you've got 2 clipping options. One's asymmetrical, and I think the other one takes the clipping diode out or something along those, or bypasses the tone or whatever. I can't remember. Yeah. Can you remember?
I thought it was 3. 3 clipping. If it's only 2, I know there's definitely one where it lifts the diodes out.
Right.
So,
yeah. So that's what we've got. It's got a silicon chip in it as well. We were going to put a germanium chip in it, but we A/B'd the 2 circuits, and we were like, the silicon sounds better. We're not just going to put germanium in for the sake of saying it's got germanium.
For the marketing spiel.
Yeah, we got some proper fancy germanium chips as well, and we put them in there and we're like, nope. I keep calling them chips tonight, but transistors. Yeah, but they just didn't sound as good as the silicon ones. So we were like, let's go with them. Something that people really like about them is it's like a very dark grey pedal. Yeah. It's got a texture to it, and you've got the cafetiere thing on it. You've also got down the bottom, you've got this logo, which is this one here, which is a black hand and a white hand put together to make a love heart, which is really, really nice. These are stickers Alex has designed as well. They're proper cool, aren't they? Yeah, he should sell them, man. And then on the side, you've got Xander and Pedalboards of Doom stamped on the side of it. But the most striking part of this is the knobs. So they are the same knobs that you would find on the Neve preamp, and they are ox blood red, and they just set the pedal off so well. When he first put them on there, I was like, all right, cool, okay, cool, I'll go with that. But now I look at it and I'm just like, God, it's one of the best looking pedals I've seen come out in months.
He's got an eye for design as well, Alex.
He certainly has, man. He certainly has.
The moment I saw him, I thought that is a striking pedal. Cafetiere's an absolute staple of the Xander lineup, and this one's like a no nonsense stripped back. You get that tone version. And it's all for a good cause as well, so I mean, win-win-win.
Yeah, absolutely. In the first couple of hours, most of them sold out. We've only got a couple left, and it's great. So, if you want one, go and get one. I can't be more clearer than that, can I?
I mean, that's pretty much how capitalism works, but yeah. They're on the. Alex's on Xander Circuitry's website. They're on. If you go on there, it's the first thing you see. So you just click through from there. What else have I been doing? I've put that order in for Bright Onion pedals for that switcher, and we did a big launch for a company called B&G. So B&G, an Israeli company, and they make
guitars to an extremely high level.
Yeah.
I might have spoken about them before. I don't know if I have. I've played a few of them, and they are. If I say they're some of the best guitars in the that I've ever played, I'm not pushing it hard enough. I'm not affiliated with this company in any way, shape, or form. I've had a dinner party with them once, right? Other than that, but oh my god, they are amazing. Even when you pick up their Chinese-made guitars, when I played their Chinese-made guitar, I didn't realise, and I thought it was their like handmade, in Israel one, and I was just like, this is amazing. And then one of the chaps said, yeah, that's the Chinese one. I couldn't believe it, honestly. They're just like gold. They're absolutely amazing. And
What kind of style are they?
and now, okay, so they were based on parlor guitars. So imagine most of them are like a Les Paul but without the cutaway, and a smaller, more like a figure of eight than two zeros put together. So it's a lot less,
very compact,
a bit smaller. Yeah, absolutely. But they do them now with the cutaway as well.
Okay.
So it looks like just a slightly smaller body on a Les Paul. They're hollow body mostly with a wooden block in the middle, so semi-hollow. And they are very resonant and very, very nice to play. But they have handmade, so not including their Chinese ones, they've handmade over 1,000 guitars.
Cool.
Which is a lot of guitars to knock out, right? And obviously you learn a thing or two. So they thought, okay, what can we do to really push the boat out and push our skills to the limit? And they've come up with these. I love the name of them. It takes us back to James Bond again. They called them the Goldfinger guitars.
Okay.
Goldfinger. So yes, they are the Goldfinger guitars. I'm gonna get this off my chest to start with. They're just under $6,000, right? It's an awful lot of money. It's a hell of a lot of money, and there is that it's a very good argument to make to say that if you went from a £3,000 guitar to a £6,000 guitar, you're probably not going to notice the difference.
Yeah, there's not double the difference, is there?
Nowhere even close. If you go from a £1,000 guitar to a £2,000 guitar, you're probably, especially if you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to notice the difference.
No, it comes back to the law of diminishing returns, doesn't it?
Exactly. But that is what these cost. They are $6,000. One of the reasons they're $6,000 is because the tops and the backs are carved. They're not like laminated or whatever. They are literally carved from one bit of wood. So that's pretty outstanding, to be honest. And it takes a bloody long time. And if you make one cock up, that's it. Off it goes. Everything about them is top notch. Like the binding is flame maple.
Oh, nice.
No, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? But the guys got these in over at Tonepedia, and they were demoing them, and they did a video demo of them. And these guys are like Emmanuel from Tonepedia and these sort of things. They play amazing guitars all the time, and they're just like, this is just something else. It plays itself. It makes you a better player. It's just amazing.
Love it,
yeah. So we did a big launch with them, and that's been pretty massive. You've got an African mahogany block in there. It's mahogany mostly through the guitar, apart from you've got like the carved top and back. It's Zickerate. Am I saying that right? Zickerate. No, it's a type of. It's somewhere between rosewood and ebony in terms of it's like a rosewood with tighter pores, and it's that's what they've got the board. That's what that's made of. It comes with P90s, humbuckers, kickbuckers, which are their own style of humbuckers. Very, very, very cool.
Just throwing that
speaking
term
of pickups,
in as if it's Oh yeah,
Yeah,
humbuckers, P90s, kickbuckers, yeah, all of them. Yeah,
kickbuckers.
what?
Yeah. The speaking of pickups, I put some Fletcher P90s in my SG today.
Oh,
Well, yesterday.
oh.
Yes. And I've never owned P90s before. Never owned a P90 guitar.
What do you think?
It's just unbelievable. I was ABing it against my Les Paul. My Les Paul's proper good. And I couldn't get those sort of like raw overdriving tones. So what I was doing is I was running my treble booster, the Greed Tone treble booster, the Big L. I was running that. I turned my Fender off. I've got my Marshall running up here. So I've taken my Ibanez off. I've put my Ibanez into retirement for a little bit so I can put my Marshall on. Because I wanted that Fender Marshall stereo rig going. And I just turned it off, whacked the bridge pickup on, turned the tube the treble booster on, and I was like, yeah. And I wasn't even playing any lead. It was just like chords, because it's so addictive.
It gives you that really tight kind of 70s rock tone, doesn't it?
Oh man, it was just it always felt like the music had crackle to it. It's so hard to explain. But yeah, when people say raspy, I see what they're saying with that, but I think there's better words. And it's just lovely. It really is absolutely lovely. The only complaint I've got is not with the pickups itself, is with my SG. It's just crap. It's a copy thing. And I'm like thinking to myself, these pickups deserve a better guitar than this.
Yeah, we've been there. Yeah, like P90s they're a really throaty sound, aren't they? It's like a really tight and mid-focused humbucker almost. It's like really because I mean they are single coils, but they couldn't be further apart from like a regular, like a Strat or a Tele single coil.
Yeah. So this has led me to kind of like think about what I'm going to do with this guitar. I think I'm going to switch out the pots are okay. Although I did have that thing, I think I mentioned it to you before, where the two volume pots were 100k. Yeah. And the two tone pots were 500k. So I've just taken the tone pots and made them volume pots, and I've just done away with the tone. So I was like, this is going to be a rock machine. I don't really need anything else. So I've I'm going to get a better switch on there, because the switch on this is just
cheap.
Weird. Yeah, absolutely. And I may even get a refretted, because the frets on this are so worn down. It's almost like they're not there.
Yeah. I had a Strat like that once.
I don't like that.
It was a lovely Strat, but it was just trouble to play.
Yeah. Gonna get the new Tunematic bridge, because this one's got nylon saddles, I think, which is just crap. Yeah, it's a piece of trash, this guitar, but
you don't find nylon saddles until you get to like $3,500 in 335 territory. Nylon saddles they're not particularly hard wearing, but they are a tone.
Yeah, this might just be plastic then. it's I say nylon just because
it might be. I mean, there's nothing.
It's the word that came to head.
Like pricey about it,
no, absolutely.
But they're vintage correct, aren't they? The nylon saddles, 335 used to.
Right. Okay, I'm with you. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember if I changed the nut on this or not before, but it looks like it's been changed. Someone did a setup on it. This has got a 0 fret on it as well. This isn't actually a proper SG. This isn't a Gibson SG, even though there's a sticker saying it is. But it's yeah, it's got a 0 fret on it, so I don't know if it's worth changing the nut on it, to be fair. Um, and I'm going to change the tuners because they're terrible as well. Probably put locking tuners on it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, there's going to be a bit of work going on with this guitar, just getting it set up nice because I want it to play nicely.
Yeah, because it sounds like it should play better.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic. It really does. It's definitely a mahogany body, so you know that's all you really need. It's a bolt-on neck as well.
Doesn't bother me.
Yeah, no, me either. So, you know, Strats are fine with bolt-on necks, well on Gibsons. Yeah. So yeah. So that is more or less what I've been up to.
That's pretty much our time as well, isn't
it? Yeah, I've been a busy boy. You have as well, man.
Yeah, I think like generally speaking, we've covered a bit of news as well this week. So that was a podcast.
Yeah, I hope you've got a good joke this week.
I do not. But before we get officially wrapping up, we give a shout out to our Patreon backers. And for as little as $2 a month, you can be one of those too, and that's patreon.com/frettalk. So who have we got? We've got Bimson. Bimson was in the comments today. We've got Yeomans of Chef Tome FX.
Yeomans.
We have got Doug Christ of 37 Effects.
Doug Christ.
That's not off-putting us up. We've got Joseph Richardson of Joseph Richardson Music or Abstraction Band, who have just, I think they're dropping their first single sometime soon. Yeah, check that out. We've got Hugh G. Rection, or is it just the pleat in the pants? Oh, that's an Anchorman reference. Who else have we got? We've got Mr. Fletcher with Fletcher Pickups, Ben Fletcher, again, who was in the comments today, and we have finally got Mr. Brian Gower of the Turn Jerk podcast. So those are our Patreon backers. Lee, where do people find you if they want to see or hear stuff from you?
They don't.
Yes, they do. You're a frequent contributor to Pedalboards of Doom now. The YouTube channel.
Yes, we have our YouTube channel, which is doing very, very well. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed to that. And if you haven't, what the fuck, man? Yeah, so you do join us on there. We love you and we want you to join us. That's probably going to make people unsubscribe, really, isn't it?
Well, we'll check to see if there's a little dip in our analytics. But yeah, I mean.
Tonepedia, obviously, Pedalboards of Doom, and you can find me on Instagram as well under Pedalboards of Doom. We've got a YouTube group, Facebook group, Facebook page, and also on YouTube we have Lowell, who's doing the Does It Doom or Does It Dad or Does It Rock and all these sort of things. We've also got Mikey, who's doing hands-on. That isn't as dodgy as it sounds.
Yeah, it's almost like a natural extension of the No Talk or Tone, where it's doing like guitar, bass, like synth, drum pads, and like a whole spectrum of things, whilst also showcasing the sounds within a pedal.
Yeah, absolutely, and he is so talented.
Yeah, very, very talented.
So talented.
So musical. It's very tranquil, isn't it? Like you can just put on one of those hands-on videos and just kind of chill out with it for a bit.
Although he did do my favourite video of the year, which is the Chase Bliss Benson Ultimatone with game music that he had recorded himself as an album. So you got like Zelda, Final Fantasy, and all these sort of things on there, and he'd run that through the Ultimatone. And he changed like the shape of the guitars on it. It is awesome. That is one of my favourite videos I've ever seen, and probably of all time. I absolutely love that.
It's not called the Ultimatone, is it? It's called the Autotone.
No, it's automaton. I'm sure it is.
Automaton.
Autonomous
No.
automaton. Yes, automaton. Like my automobile.
I thought you were saying ultimate.
Ultimate
Yeah, like
tone.
ultimate tone. Yeah, automaton. Yeah, like automaton.
Yeah. I
Okay.
get it now. There's yes.
And
Sorry.
we also have the Stomp v Stomp pedal series.
Which is so cool. It's kind of like analog versus
It is,
digital versions of by yours very self, sir. Well done.
Fight between the analog and digital. And to be fair, there are no winners or losers in it. Like the tones that have been happening are good. You can't argue with the fact that they sound good. They sound different, but they sound good, which is cool.
Yeah, the Tube Screamer one you did sounded almost identical.
Yeah,
it was all indistinguishable.
indistinguishable.
Yeah.
But we've got one
struggling.
coming up. It's either this week or it's next week. I think it might be next week because I think on the 9th is another one from Mikey, which is the one Platera 4. And
Yeah.
then the one after that will be so the week after that, it's sort of like the 14th or something. Oh, it's got to be later than that. Is the Boss DS one versus the so you've got the D's one and the Keeley Mod DS one as well.
Yeah, man. It's yeah. if you haven't seen these chaps on our channel, then go and check them out because they are so entertaining. They're more entertaining than us. Especially Lowell. Lowell should be commentating wrestling.
He pretty much does with his videos. It's amazing. But yeah, we might be also have a sneaky extra video series involving a few of us coming out soon as well.
Oh yeah. Once Lee pulls his finger out.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but no.
You can tell I've been busy this week. No, I haven't stopped.
And if you want to find me, it is Budget Pedal Shop. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube / Budget Pedal Shop. YouTube is the home to the No Talk All Turn series, and there's so much going on Instagram at the moment. I run little quizzes and competitions and little polls to see which wins, like the plain top versus the flame top, and some of the things would surprise you. So yeah, that's cool. So that is where we're going to end for this week. So from myself, Mr. Budget Pedal Chap, from this guy over here, which is Lee. Say bye, Lee.
Bye.
It will be a tatty boy. It will be a good night for this week. Ta-ra a bit.
Bye all. See you later.
Bye. Have a good time.